This factory is 300,000 square feet, has over 170 people, and processes more than 40 million pounds of metal a year, including the aluminum cabinets in the PAWS 22.4. And it's entirely off-grid. I'm Shane Stauffer, and I've been in the RV business for nearly 2 decades, and I've spent that time seeing too many RVs fall apart. These frustrations led me to find the outliers, and I became obsessed with a single question: what goes into making the best-built RVs in the world? This is Behind the Build. Welcome back, everyone. Last episode, we took you inside the PAWS factory and showed you how all the parts of your trailer come together. Today, we're pulling back another layer. We're at Rock Run, the off-grid aluminum manufacturer who builds the cabinets and doors that make a PAWS 22.4 feel like a modern, rugged home on wheels. Rock Run isn't just a metal shop with some fancy machines. It started as a small Amish-run operation doing practical work for local builders and farmers, and it grew to 150-plus people, multiple buildings, and several businesses because people kept coming back for one simple reason: whatever they made just didn't break. That same mindset now shows up in every PAWS cabinet. They're not trying to be the biggest shop. They're trying to be the shop people trust when failure isn't an option. You feel that in how they run the place. Nothing's wasted, and every process has been thought through. And the best way to see that philosophy in action is to start at the very beginning with a flat sheet of aluminum and the machines that turn it into PAWS doors. That's your door?
Or somebody's door, similar
yeah. You're the only one that uses these. So this machine here is kind of like a laser, but it punches. It does not cut around the edges. Everything punches. And then if we have an inlay like this, that's what roll forms this too. This machine does that too. So if we have a piece with a bunch of holes in it, we run it through here because it just punches instead of cutting. It's a lot quicker.
Oh,
and
interesting.
Then all the doors, the cabinet doors, everything like that has that inlay for the PAWS units, and that's where we roll form that on here.
That's what makes it look like a real wooden door.
Yeah,
or whatever.
definitely.
Yeah, it's very uncommon.
Form.
People don't do that usually, right?
Look, a lot of people.
No, we have it as an option for our residential cabinets that we build here too, but it's not a lot of people do it. But it's getting more and more out there that customers see it online and stuff like that.
Can you bring that farther over so they can actually feel it? Because that's all one piece.
Yeah, this is all one piece.
See. Let's see how that's roll formed into there.
So this is the door, the bathroom doors.
So.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's the bathroom doors right there.
Wow. That's just nuts.
So.
No wood, all metal.
So like all our cabinet doors, you put a foam inside, right?
It's a what they call deafening tape.
Do you do that on the bathroom doors? Okay.
It's a tape. When they put it on the inside, and then when that goes through powder coat, it gets heated up and expands. That way that ting goes away. You don't hear that ting.
Oh, interesting.
Oh,
that makes sense.
So if you actually open the doors and knock on them, and you go to like Encore or these other ones, when you knock on it, you
it's
ting,
gonna
ting,
ping,
ting.
ping.
Yeah, ping.
Yeah.
And these ones, when you knock on them, they sound kind of more like, feels like wood.
Yeah, it's like a core
solid.
filled. I mean the core filled wood
Interesting.
that a lot of people use in the RVs.
That was Murph's
That
innovation.
Oh, that was
It was John. John Slable. He's the head sales guy here.
yeah.
He came up with that. So
to eliminate that.
we do that in all our residential doors too. Put that in there, and
Yeah, that's very cool.
What do you do with all this scrap? Just gets
that goes
recycled?
back to the supplier, and then they melt it down and reuse it again.
Does this all get punched out by hand, or is there?
This was cut by the laser.
Yeah.
So these are the parts, the good parts, and the rest is what we call a skeleton. So that comes over on this table, and that's where then guys unload it. So we can see here in the carts, everything that goes to the laser has a number etched on them. And then when they unload them, they separate them by cabinets because they schedule the whole run. It automatically nests what fits in that sheet the best. So for the least amount of scrap. When they separate them off of here, they all go to the same, so everything gets organized with the cabinets. And then they go over to the press brakes, and then they separate them by color. So the white and the green and all that gets separated by the press brakes then before it goes to powder coat.
Every punch is programmed into the press, so each door that comes off this line is identical to the one before it. Next, the laser cutters go to work. Each part is nested into big sheets to reduce scrap.
The lasers are running. By that time, the guys might be out here in running their other machines. So
You run these 24 hours a day?
16. Right now we're 16. We added 2 more lasers since New Year, and then we could bring it down to 16 hours a day.
Wow.
Right here's where the metal gets stored. Those are all shelves up there. They got the different gauges, the different kinds of material on there. The programmer tells that shelf, or when he programs it, he tells the machine what shelf that material's on. So when it's ready to cut that schedule, this thing will go up, grab a shelf, bring it out, and bring it down to the loading area. And
That's so amazing.
change it. This system here feeds 3 lasers. We got 3 lasers on this system, and it unloads and loads automatically.
Wow.
And we can see that over here then.
So you can load enough material up there to run for 16 hours?
No, we got to load 2 times a day.
Okay.
In the
Wow.
morning, then at about 12:30 when the next shift comes in, then they'll load it again, and then that cuts for the rest of the night. Then the next morning,
So you're running 2 shifts here?
yeah, we're running 2 shifts.
Serious?
Yeah,
What are your shifts?
5 to 1 is the first shift, but the second shift starts at 12:30, so they overlap a half hour, so they know what the other guys are doing, and then they work until 8, 9 o'clock
At night?
at night.
All I can say is wow. I was in awe the whole time touring this facility, from the laser cutters that they have. I mean, they have just some amazing machines in here that takes this aluminum, cuts it.
That thing that's hanging there, that'll come over and pick up a piece like this and put it on one of these shelves. When he schedules everything, he'll tell what goes on what shelf. So these things automatically switch back and forth. So right now it's going to go over and grab a piece off that laser because that was done. And that calls for another shelf, different material than what was there, so that's changing that shelf out. That thing's grabbing a piece off of that shelf. That's everything, just suction. That's everything. The holding that piece up is just off the suction cups. And sometimes, depends on what we're cutting, these things are continuously going and can't keep up with the lasers. They're just, everything's running so fast, the lasers are done cutting before that can get another piece.
That's amazing. So that's what the lasers down there cutting?
That, yeah. The laser all the way in the end is probably cutting steel, and these 2 are cutting aluminum.
And then when they're done, they just set them right?
So that thing went over, picked up that piece, and he's going to drop it on that table.
Think we could build RVs like this?
So that one's done now. That thing goes up, and the next shelf goes in on the bottom. And then it starts cutting.
Yeah.
So now
that's crazy.
that thing's unloading that sheet, then that thing's going to come over and grab this, and by that time that should have another piece ready for the empty table here.
Wow. That's amazing.
Very cool.
There it goes. And there's still a piece in there being cut right now.
Yeah, right now it's
You don't see this type of stuff on your other factory tours, have you?
Oh my goodness.
Because they're not working with people to do these types of stuff, right? It's way. I mean, cabinetry guys are just stapling or
Building them in the house.
screwing their cabinets together.
Hear the staple orchestra.
Yeah, yeah.
we can walk around the front there, and then you can step in and watch them cut actually through a window.
I'd like to see that.
Then you go into the factory. They got so many processes and pieces. And when they go in there, every little detail, their thoughtfulness and how they've structured the cabinets, I mean, their investment in making a product like this is off the charts. And the cost, I can't even fathom the cost of what it is to do what they're doing and to produce the level of cabinets they're producing for PAWS. And PAWS is the only one doing this high-end kind of residential style metal cabinet.
Oh,
There's
there
the
we
laser
go.
cutting.
This is where everything's programmed?
Yep, this is where everything's programmed at.
Who does that?
Dwayne Wingard.
Is this?
Yeah.
How does he know what he's doing?
He just,
How you know what you're doing?
How fast it moves from thing to thing.
So if something's messed up, it's your problem.
That doesn't happen a lot.
Huh?
That doesn't happen a lot.
Well, you had good training. You came from
They're just
Fulcrum.
ready to punch out after that.
So you know all the wiring harnesses, how you saw him running through things? That's what this guy does.
Yeah.
He just comes and cuts the hole perfectly every single time in the same spot. You know, so you don't have somebody in there with a routering out a hole or.
Right.
That's what's so hard when you get with some trailers. You're like
There's no
wiring
drilling.
going in different spots
There's no
because
holes
it's
drilled, it's
wherever
cut.
this guy
It's a
decided
tiny
to
little
run
hole,
his
it's cut.
board,
Yeah.
right? This is gonna always be the same. Well, it's like you always talk about how like no trailer's built the same, but it's, in a lot of instances that's true because it depends on how some guys running stuff, right?
This is
Drilling
a little
holes,
different.
cutting things, right?
But the
Could be a
pause,
little bit different. This is always going to be in the same spot.
pause is built. Every trailer's built exactly the same,
Yeah.
down to a science.
Well, I always feel like that's the difference between automotive and RV. You know, it's like you can ask Blake, and Blake is like, yeah, sometimes people call in and it's a one-off issue. They'll never have that issue ever again because that's how certain trailers are, right?
Yeah.
Like a car, you get a chirpy fan, then you have 10,000 chirpy fans because this robot did the same thing over and over wrong, right? So
Yep.
you can still have that air, but it's repeated over and over so you can find it and fix it. You're going to just
Yeah,
have way more
that's amazing.
consistency, right?
I could sit here all day and watch that.
Isn't that fun?
Helping with range.
Isn't
I know
it?
it's oddly satisfying.
It's like a
isn't it?
campfire. You know,
Yeah.
you just sit there
I
and-
like how it
That
just
would lighten
moves.
it up
Yeah.
quite a
Whoosh,
bit.
whoosh, whoosh, whoosh.
And we were able to
Like
make
it
look
knows
good.
where to go.
So
Impressive.
what exactly is this cutting for now? Do you?
This is cutting for residential cabinets.
Okay.
These all get bent for the face frame of the cabinet, where the drawers and stuff, and all that, and then this is the side panels of some. This is the residential,
like
but on the RV side, Pause is the only one that has the finishing touches and everything that a residential cabinet has.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's impressive.
So I guess it takes 10 minutes. Is that what that time is? 10 minutes to do one sheet like this?
Yeah, probably something like that. We have some sheets that are down to like a minute and a half,
Wow.
and that's when this thing can't keep up.
Yeah.
And now, since we have 3 lasers, he kind of scheduled it so 2 lasers take longer than the next laser fires them through. These are 6Ks. These 2 are 6Ks. And that's what they go with size, power. All the one down the end is a 16K. So
wow.
that thing can cut half-inch like this cuts this stuff. That thing, I mean, it's huge. So
Oh, wow.
we do most of our thick steel stuff goes through that one down there.
Goodness.
What's maintenance like on these machines?
Very little. If we have something break down, Mitsubishi, the tech support, we actually buy Mitsubishi because of tech support. And if you go out looking for a laser, that's the one thing you got to look for. Over in the other shop, we got Primos. It takes 2 to 3 weeks to get a machine running again. These, they can call in, they can log in, and usually, if they can't get it going in a day by logging in, there's a tech here the next morning.
You know, that's why
all of
people.
it can be done remotely.
Yeah, a lot of it can. What can't be done remotely, they can walk us through. We get them on the phone, their techs walk us through, get it going again.
You know, that's why people buy from ROA.
Yeah.
Because we have that same support.
Tech
Yeah.
support.
It's absolute precision. Everything fits together perfectly because it is computer programmed and laser cut.
So this laser, here's a standalone laser, not on automation. That's strictly for rush orders. A lot of the RVs,
Like Pause never push rush order.
right, but if they would. But a lot of the RVs, when it comes to show season, proto, that gets all run through here. A lot of rush orders we can have out that day or the next morning. It depends on what size it is. It's a standalone laser strictly for that.
Be
stuff
careful
like
how
that.
much information.
That's
you take.
really good to know.
Be careful how much information.
We don't like it, but we do it.
From the very first cut, your cabinets are already being organized. They even keep a smaller laser open for rush jobs. If Pause calls and says, we need a handful of parts for the 22.4, Rock Run can pull up the file, cut it, and have it on the truck without stopping the main line. That's the kind of flexibility you typically only see in high-end industrial suppliers. Now it's time for the next big transformation, turning those flat labeled parts into 3-dimensional shapes at the press brakes.
Here's the bending area that we form all those parts from. We got 5 press brakes here. Over here's a small one. We do a lot of the small stuff that thing's fast, so we do a lot of small stuff through there. And this is the main bigger stuff. But what they do here is they take the carts that we seen back there. You got the different cabinets and the different slot, and then they take them out, bend them, and then they put them on these carts by the color. But then it goes over to the welders, and they know exactly what color.
What do you
goes.
mean by the color?
Like on the pause units, we have two different colors.
That's
Our
right.
original pauses are green, and then like our pause X's are tan or whatever you
Those
want
ones that we were
And then,
looking were white.
then we got the white.
And then we got
Oh,
the
I
white
see.
So
too. Yeah.
the orders that the residential cabinets have per day, we might have up to 13 to
Are you serious?
15 colors in a day.
Oh wow.
When we get back to the powder coat area, you can see how they spray it. They spray everything through a booth. They do color changes, and so we'll see that when we get back there. But that's what happens in this area. Probably got a proto unit or something on there that is programming. So we'll walk around the front, and you can see those guys bending. What they're bending right now, this is actually for the van wife, is what it's called in Colorado, like the camper vans and stuff like that. It's a sliding bed. And then over there, that's the headliner shelf that they put on top of the driver for storage and stuff like that. If they take the DXF that we used to cut and they put it on a thumb drive and download it on here, they can see exactly where the bend is and what the bend measurement is and everything. That they don't spend a lot of time programming it.
So the people that own the machines, or do they come in and train the guys like how to use these machines?
They did the first couple. They did the Cincinnati press brake. We got everything Cincinnati except the one AccuPress. That's an older press. But since we started using Cincinnati, they're all the same. So they come in, set it up. Not a lot of training on that anymore.
Okay. So you don't have a big like job turnover rate here?
No.
That's good.
I actually think since I was 5 years ago, I think we had one guy quit to go to another place to work. We had a couple guys quit that went home and did their own thing, but only one guy that quit and went and do something else.
Murph
And-
never had
and how
turnover
long?
rate. Even that Puma, he never had turnover rate. Everybody loves Murph.
Well, that's good, right? I mean,
Everybody
you have
loves Murph.
people that,
Especially with
no.
machines like this, that's big.
yeah.
Not having turnover.
Yeah.
Skilled people.
Now, can you
Doesn't have
imagine
anybody
trying to
quit in
train
5
somebody
years,
in on
you
this?
said?
One person.
One person in 5 years. That's good.
But that's out of 80 people, 85 you
Yeah.
said? Yeah.
How do they know what bends to
That's
make?
incredible.
They take the DXF, what cuts this, and they program it. The engineers put all the bend lines in. So all they got to do is put a thumb drive in there. That pops up on the screen.
It shows them
Tells
what.
them exactly, tells the machine what the. I mean, they got to adjust some here and there, but yeah, that's what the machine tells them what
Still
fluid
would
to
take
put
a
in.
little bit of time to learn, don't it?
It does, but it's amazing how fast people learn. I mean,
They
it's,
pick it up.
like this guy, he was here 3 or 4 months now, something like that. So usually two weeks, they're on their own.
Precisely bent parts still aren't a complete piece. You need to fuse everything together into a rigid structure, and that happens next in the weld area.
Here's the weld area for the cabinets. The first 3 stations here are weld area for the cabinets. Like that's how they do the face frames. They weld the corners together and then grind them off and sand them down so that there's no weld marks on the corners.
The aluminum gets put on the outside and inside after that. Like the skin of it, when does the skin go on?
Yeah, in assembly,
Okay.
everything goes
The skin
together.
gets put on after that, yeah. Very interesting.
But you have some robotics too, don't you?
Yeah, on down the road here, but
This is all manual welding.
this is all manual. About the only time we would use the robots is to weld street stands.
Oh, serious?
We can, like this stuff, we can do a lot faster just by manual than it. Because if we'd have like a run of 200 or so, it would be worth spending time to program the robot.
Gotcha.
But not having runs like that, it's not worth spending time.
It's good to see manufacturers want nothing but the best, and that's what I feel like Paul's has done with these cabinets, because we were touring this and they don't only build cabinets for RVs, and we were told that the Paul's cabinets are as close to residential cabinetries as you can be, and that's just outstanding to me. You see a residential appliances or cabinetry in a camper. You know, you don't see that. You see other manufacturers doing cheap cuts and corners.
Here's a door so they got tape in here, so after everything's powder coated, that tape expands and then you don't hear that sound anymore. That's cool. We make air packs available to all the welders. So like that hose, that's always blowing air in from the back. So all the smoke that they create with the air coming in the back, it keeps the smoke out of their face, out of their nose, so they don't breathe it in. All the welders that Fritz is hired, that we hire, have an option to have that. We give them that helmet plus another helmet. The other ones are lighter. A lot of times they start off with the lighter one because their necks aren't used to it, because they're not welding at the other place maybe. Then they can gradually switch over to this other one, and then they wear that one.
That's very cool.
A lot of welding work is still done by hand. Welders clamp parts to precision welding tables that keep everything perfectly square so the metal doesn't twist or warp. But for repeatable parts, they also use robotics.
Here's what they call a cobot welder, and over here's a robot. The difference is the cobot, you can actually guide everything. To program it, you just grab this and tell it exactly where to start welding and where to stop welding, and that follows the program. The robot, you actually have to stand back with a pendulum and guide that thing. So if you're at 16th off, you got to go a 30-second back. It takes a lot of time to program that. Versus this, you can just grab this, change it a little bit, and keep right on going. That'll remember that program. So next time you come on here, you shove this platform, the jig on here, load it, you press in this program, it'll know exactly where to start welding. We had to send the guy on a high of 3 days to train on that one, and they came in, installed this, and 3 hours later we were welding by ourselves on this one.
Wow.
So the training is a lot easier on the cobots than on the robots.
So you build deer stands too?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
We'll see that when we get back farther in the assembly and stuff like that.
That's so cool.
The big industrial robot takes long, complex programming, so it's reserved for big runs. The Cobot is different. They can literally guide its arm to show it where to start and stop welding, save the program, and be up and running in a few hours instead of days. Once you're making thousands of pieces, you need a smart way to keep track of all of them as they move through the plant.
That guy was standing there by a computer. We use the Fulcrum system. So all the orders are put in the Fulcrum system. So all the sales guys, we have tracking on there. When the laser's done, they clear that. When the forming's done, they clear that. So all the sales guys and everybody that's got a computer can log into that. They can see exactly where their order is going. It's awesome. Since we just started that at New Year, and I wouldn't want to do without that. I put all the orders out in the shop, so it takes me a lot longer to do that. But after it's done, everybody can see what we're doing. At the end of the week, we can see exactly. It's nice. Awesome. It's a nice feature.
Customers probably love that too.
Yeah.
Like, because they have the ability to know things.
Yeah, the sales guys can get them an answer immediately on where their stuff
that
is at.
saves emails and phone calls.
Yeah, where's my trailer? Where's my trailer? Where's my trailer?
Yep.
After what we saw going on in the factory at Pause on their process, I mean, they are obsessed with being innovative and being extraordinary. And that's what they are. Everybody that they're associated with, they're innovative and they're extraordinary. They want to go beyond what anybody else would expect. They want to do things that shock and amaze the customers in what they're designing and doing.
This machine, we do a lot of short bends. Right now they don't, all the grab handles and stuff like that stuff gets all roll formed on this machine. It does it. It can put a clamp on that, then you don't have that crease in here. Big of a crease. Sometimes people want a crease, other times they don't, so we can do whatever they want.
Interesting.
This is the mill here. We got a mill and a lathe back here that we drill all the holes and stuff like that and tube and stuff. So
once those skeletons are solid, the next step is just as important for long-term durability, protecting all that aluminum with a purpose-built powder coat finish.
Here's the powder coat area. We hang all the stuff here and then it goes through a 5-stage washer. And when we build this, we focus on aluminum. Aluminum is very hard to powder coat. The pre-treatment is very critical because aluminum has a different oil on it than what steel does.
Right.
So all that oil's got to be off of there. When we build this line, this automation system, we build it for aluminum cabinets. A lot of people bring their aluminum here to get powder coated because not a lot of people have that luxury to do what we have. So we got a 5-stage washer.
Other people do them. You powder coat for other people.
Yeah. We have a 5-stage washer. It's soap, then it's 2 stages that it's rinse, then it's another soap, then another rinse. We can walk back in that room and they're powder coating right now, so we can watch that.
Yeah. Absolutely.
They were very patient. We spent a long time here today going through each of the stations, showing us how each step of the powder coating process and what goes into it. We all know what powder coating is, but they've really taken it to the next level. And their attention to detail with just powder coating alone was phenomenal.
Yeah,
It look like this right now. Is that after
where
it's been clean?
Yeah, that's clean.
So that's how it looks when all of it's removed. It looks all shiny out there.
Yeah. It goes out of the washer and goes through a dry off oven. That dry off oven is set at 220 degrees. Then when it's out of the dry off oven, it comes back in here, and that yellow frame there, that measures how big the parts are for the guns, the automation guns that spray the powder out. So if it's only a small piece, only the top gun spray, we set the perimeters at 10 inches away from the part, the guns automatically come in 10 inches to that part. And so it doesn't matter how wide the part is, the guns are exactly what we tell them to be at, away from the part. Some parts we gotta have them closer, some parts we gotta have them away farther. So they're just getting ready to start up again. Then you can see we got 30 automatic guns that are spraying powder.
30? What's going on over there?
They're cleaning right now.
Okay, they're what?
They're cleaning
Okay.
the booth. And sometimes they do that. It takes 7 minutes to clean from going from black to white. If they try to go from black down to white, and then it doesn't take as long to clean.
Okay.
But if they go from black to white, they can spray black. 7 minutes later, they can be spraying white, and no black marks on it. It's hard to do, but it can be done.
So what are they doing with the air? I mean,
They're cleaning the system right now.
okay.
They're going from one color to the next. When these guns are spraying, they set it on reclaim. So all that powder gets sucked down from the bottom and goes through the cyclone. Then the good powder falls down in the bottom, gets sucked back in, and gets sprayed again. The bad powder goes out to the dust collector.
Awesome.
Wow. Very efficient.
Very cool. It's just like the process of building the trailer is way more than just like, stapling the cabinet together, right? People are wondering why are your trailers expensive, right? It's like the fact that this is all the process that you have to do just to get the cabinets in there is like, it's a totally different thing, right?
This changes like my whole perspective of it all.
The air cannot have any moisture in it at all. So we got a dryer out where by the air compressor, then we got another dryer in here that the air goes through before it hits the guns. Because if there's any moisture in there, you get defects on the powder.
Okay.
We can actually go down the other end and we can probably see it better spraying than we can up here. When that part gets close enough, those guns are going to come in and start spraying automatically.
There we go.
Wow.
That's just crazy how that sticks to it.
That powder is so thin, so the small particles, if you put it in a 5-gallon bucket and you walk, it's just like water. It swooshes around just like water does.
Oh,
That is crazy.
And then look, it's going into the furnace over here.
So it's thick, it's
So it gets baked.
coated, and that's what makes it stay on, is the baking process.
This is it, where you seen the washer where it started. Okay, that's the end of the washer. It goes down and makes a turn and comes this way. So that's the end of the washer there. And so all that time it's in the washer.
And what are they washing it with? How do they wash it?
They got the first stage is clean soap. Then there's 2 rinse stations, and then there's a zirconium soap, and there's another rinse station.
Okay.
So then it goes in the dry off oven, and then it comes out, so it's all dry and ready for the powder.
So is this like an acid cleaning solution?
Yep.
So when it goes through, they clean it with like an acid,
Yeah.
and then it goes dries and
That's interesting.
does it? Oh, is that a hot like?
Yeah, that's 220 degrees in there.
Too
in
hot,
that,
so it goes
in that
in.
oven.
just to
Then-
dry. And
Just to dry. And then this oven here where it bakes on, that's 450 degrees.
I can feel it.
Yeah.
So
450.
aluminum is
plate.
not bad, but the steel you cannot do that with steel.
Oh yeah.
Aluminum is hot. It
Dissipates
takes
quickly.
more to heat up, and it cools off faster than what steel does.
Look how smooth that looks, though. It looks so good.
Yeah, it's still hot.
Feels
Yeah,
like
I
a
always
pause.
But it's a nice finish, huh?
Yeah.
Once those parts come out of the oven with a fully cured finish, They're finally ready for the stage where everything comes together. Final assembly.
The parts that they hang down there, we got the option to unload them down on the floor, or if it's parts that we assemble up on top, the line actually comes all the way up here and shoots back here and goes back down. They're unloading parts right now that get assembled up here. That way we don't have to put them on a skid. There's a chance of getting them damaged till we get them up here. So we just unload them up off the mez. They are actually assembling some of your some of the cabinets over there.
Paul's
There's
cabinets.
some pause cabinets getting put together right now.
The attention to detail, craftsmanship is just fantastic. And the work ethic that you can see in the factory is quite impressive. I've had reps from factories say, look how strong our cabinets are, and jump up on them and grab them, and they end up in the floor. This is something that you will not see happen in a pause. They're absolutely proud of what they're doing, as they should be.
So the face frames, this is one piece, this is one piece, this is one piece. It all gets welded together. They weld the corners, grind them all so they're smooth, and then before it gets powder coated. Then the side panels and all that get put up after everything's coated. That way everything's coated and not raw.
And that's all powder coating.
Yeah, that's all powder coated.
It looks like it's paint, but it's not.
Well, these are the overhead cabinets.
Yeah, these are the overhead cabinets, yeah.
Yeah.
Do they rivet on the hinges? Or?
Yeah, they rivet on. Everything gets riveted together.
Yeah.
If you-
And these things aren't coming off. That's what
Yeah,
I
if you
said.
turn it around, you can see it. The side panels in the back, everything's riveted to the face front.
Yeah. That's not coming apart.
And I think the back here, this is a wire channel or something back here.
Yeah.
Then
Yes.
this is the opening for the access holes.
Yep.
Yeah, this closes off and wiring is
Yeah.
fitted behind there. So the wiring
'Cause
doesn't
you're-
run through the walls.
Yeah, your
Right?
Garmin's right
So
there.
that's even better installation. You're not running
Yep,
things
not
back there.
running through
You
the
can
walls.
access everything behind.
Yeah, there's where the Garmin sits.
Yep.
So it all runs back, taps into there.
Yeah,
Very
and then
cool.
they have these fascias that just cover. A panel goes right there, panels. So you don't have to ever worry about, like, is that wire in the wall? I can never get to.
Yeah,
Yep.
you sure
You
can
can get to it if you need to.
Yep.
This is what you were talking about, like, when you hit these things, it's like very tingy. And there's a door right behind you. Grab that. You should grab that. And now knock on that.
It just sounds solid. That's amazing.
Oh, yeah.
But a lot of our competition too, you might see a door like this. You turn it around, and it's an empty cavity back here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
these are two-sided. So
Yeah.
that's what makes it unique.
Two-sided. You have that foam in there, and then also that bevel where it's so
Yep.
it looks more resident. It's funny when you'll go to shows. Sometimes people will be like, "Are these metal?" And they're like knocking on them, and they're like, it's kind of throwing them off,
Yeah.
right? And you're like, "No, it's all aluminum. It's metal," but because you're just used to that.
Yeah.
We got three houses in this area now that they put this type of cabinet in their house.
Yeah.
In the actual house.
Yeah,
not,
for
not
our
main.
I got
Oh, really?
two sets. I got one in the basement and one in my shop. And I'm guessing if we ever build a new house, my wife's gonna want one. And they clean so easy.
Yeah.
Oh, you just wipe them
Yeah.
off. Yeah.
Yeah, they clean good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Water on them. You'll
Are you
never
able to get
rot.
a discount on that?
No, I don't.
The face frames, side panels, backs, and shelves are all riveted together so the entire box becomes one rigid structure. Anywhere wires need to run, there are dedicated channels and grommets built in, so the installers at Pause aren't drilling random holes through your storage. Rock Run also builds residential and grill cabinets using the same techniques. We've seen how the metalwork, forming, welding, finishing, and assembly all come together to build your cabinets. But there's one more piece of this story that mirrors the Pause itself, the way this factory is powered.
Yeah, we can step outside here and then you can take a look at the solar field and the turbines.
Look at that.
my goodness.
So right, that's the solar field. It's got 2,600 solar panels in it. And then
Wow.
the Capstones, the jet turbines that I was talking about, that's what that is. So you got two of those in there.
Oh,
and
that
they're-
is.
and They're
Oh.
running right now, so you don't hear a thing.
Wow.
That's amazing.
That gives off 400 degrees per, so that's a lot of heat going back in that oven that we don't have to burn that burner for then. So in the morning,
Oh, wow.
we can come in, fire these up, and it heats up a lot faster.
Wow.
Plus,
And that-
we get energy off of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a win-win.
So it's powering the systems and heating the systems.
Where'd you say all the batteries were located?
The batteries are further down. We can see that when we walk over
Okay.
the next building.
First of all, They run this whole factory off grid. They've got a whole solar field out here. They got jet turbines running off natural gas that produce heat and energy, and they capture the heat and use it for their powder coating process. So I mean, they're repurposing and recapturing heat and everything else. So they're completely unattached from the power grid. It is amazing. I mean, you talk about clean energy. They have it out here. They're saving tons of money not being tied to that system, and then they're at the mercy of the grid. They are self-contained. So it's impressive, first of all, on that level.
These two cavities here are filled with batteries, the 100 amp batteries. There are 400 batteries in there. On the outside, that's the air conditioner. So if they get hot, the air conditioner kicks in. The winter time when it's cold, it has heat in there.
Yeah.
And up here we got a screen.
But that's enough power for just your building or all these buildings?
Would be 3 buildings. A company from Texas operates this. I mean, takes care of this. So sometimes when you come out here, you have a problem, you come out here, there's an arrow going around in here, that guy's all the way in Texas. And then that's the inverter. That's the inverter.
Is that like a 3,000 watt or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that.
Add a couple more zeros
Maybe
to
3
that.
million.
Yeah.
Three.
I thought you had
520
a
kilowatt.
generator in here.
We have a generator.
Generator.
Oh, this is the batteries. Okay, yeah.
That's
so
the
what
bat-
is this? What's this here?
That's the radiator for the generator.
Yeah, gotcha.
So they do have a backup generator
Yeah.
if
Yep.
this stuff doesn't.
And that runs
But
off natural gas.
The
probably,
generator
right?
625 kW, that's not big enough to operate everything. So if the power gets killed of anything, we can't run everything off of this.
Is this just mostly to charge the batteries?
Yeah, charge the batteries.
And the batteries are what
Yeah.
run everything.
So in the winter time, this is automatically set to start at 2 o'clock in the morning, and then the batteries are full by 5 o'clock when we get in here to run production.
And that's
Then-
natural gas that runs the gen?
Yeah,
Right?
and
Oh,
then
yeah.
that carries it over until it gets daylight enough that the solar panels kick in and take it from there. Since we have the turbines, over there is the other turbine. Since we have those 3 going, the generator does not really have to start because we can run off of the turbines.
Yeah.
So
Wow. That's pretty
very
cool.
There's the radiator.
That's crazy.
The little teeny little radiator.
Oh my goodness.
this runs the inverter.
Yeah.
So
Runs the
doesn't-
inverter, yeah.
It doesn't have a generator on. It's just a motor that runs that. But it's 625 kW motor, so yeah, when it starts up, you can't hear a thing in here.
I can imagine.
With the muffler system on the outside, when you're on the outside, you can barely hear it running.
Yeah.
The town did not want motor for the main power. We can have a generator like this for backup, but we can't have it as the main source of power. So that's why Fritz did the solar panels and everything else, trying to get this so it doesn't run as much to get for the town.
Do you have any idea what the return of investment on that would be with generator and solar panel and all that?
I'm not sure.
Power bill. That would it's probably expensive power bill you don't pay.
So
Sun pays it. Pause trailers are built to live off grid, and the place that makes our cabinets is too. Today at Rock Run, we got to see what most people never think about when they open a cabinet door in their Pause 22.4. We watched flat sheets of aluminum get punched, laser cut, and bent into precise parts. We saw welders, cobots, and robots at work. We followed them through a powder coat system that was built specifically for aluminum, then up into the assembly area where everything is riveted together into the lightweight foam-filled cabinets that make the Pause interior. And all of that is happening inside an off-grid factory powered by a solar field, turbines, big battery banks, and inverters that keep the place running independently. But cabinets are only one part of the story. In the next episode of Behind the Build, we're heading over to County Line Laminating in Millersburg, Indiana. We'll see how aluminum frames, precision-cut foam, Asdel, fiberglass, and polyurethane adhesive all come together in a massive vacuum press to create the walls and roof of the Pause 22.4. Join us next time on Behind the Build.
what I see in the Pause versus anybody else, you're going to have your trailer a lifetime. It's not going to wear, the cabinets aren't going to look like crap, because I hate something new. For me, if I buy something, I want it till I'm out of it. So that's what I see in a Pause, is that you can have
100%.
your own trailer as long as you want it.
The cabinets will outlive even you, Tom.
I don't know, man. I'm gonna live a long time. I'm
Okay.
Dracula, remember?